Hi, my name is Andrea Brady and I'm the General Manager with Community Futures Sunrise. We're based in Weyburn. I'm here today with the Swift Current Chamber of Commerce to talk to you about our Go Digital Sask program. So Go Digital Sask, we originally started back in 2021. We're funded by Prairie's Economic Development at the time, which is a federal program. And the purpose was just to help businesses in rural parts of Saskatchewan with their online presence. Now, pre-pandemic, we had actually done a survey of businesses in Southeast Saskatchewan, which is our region, and 87% of those businesses said that they wanted to sell beyond their local markets. Now, at that time, only 22% of them had some sort of an online presence, which might have been their owner's personal Facebook page that they were posting things on. So we knew there was a real gap there. Now that was pre-pandemic, then the pandemic hit, and of course that need for businesses to be online was just amplified. So kind of through that, that's where we came up with the idea for the Go Digital Sask program. And it's actually modeled on one that is available in Alberta. And at that time, it started with the University of Alberta and the Downtown Edmonton Business Association. It has since become a provincial program, as has Go Digital Sask. So if you know of anybody in Alberta that's looking for help, that is called the Digital Economy Program. So what is Go Digital Sask? It is a program to help businesses, organizations, community groups, nonprofit organizations with your online presence. So whether that is you need a logo, you're a brand new business maybe, or you've been in operation and you don't have a logo, you need some help with marketing material, you need a website, you need an e-commerce site so you can sell products and services. You need help with social media because you don't understand Facebook and Meta Business Suite because they change it every week or two. We can help with all that. Your Google Business Profile, that is the one thing that every business and organization should have, and those aren't easy to set up sometimes and confusing. If you need help with that, if you need help just with online ads, and maybe you think you have a pretty good presence, but you want us just to audit it and give you some tips or suggestions, we can help with that as well. If you don't know what SEO means, search engine optimization, we can help with that. So yes, not just businesses, community groups, home-based businesses. You don't have to have bricks and mortar. If you've got a side business that you operate out of your basement or your garage or something like that. Community groups, nonprofit organizations, any sort of business like that in Saskatchewan, we can help. So we are a funded program. We are funded by the Prairie Rural Opportunities Fund. Our funding runs out in November. So this program at this point is only available until November. And we will I guess close intake off depending on how many businesses we have signed up. So don't wait till October 15th or November 15th to sign up. You might not get in. So the sooner you sign up, the better would be my suggestion. So we have 4 consultants that work full-time. They are retired teachers, social media wizards. They're really good at what they do. This is all they do, so they don't have another job on the side. This is their sole purpose, is to do this. So they do lots of training, they work together, they do lots of research. If they can't find your solution, they will do the research and see if we can get a solution for you. Is there any questions? Feel free to ask questions at any time. This is pretty informal, but I did want to just kind of go through what we do and give you some examples of some of the things we do here in my little presentation, and certainly feel free to ask questions as you go along. So Google Business Profile, that is something that every business should have at minimum. Maybe you don't need a website, maybe you don't need social media, or you don't want it at this time. Google Business Profile you absolutely should have. When you think about 3/4 of people are looking for things using their phones. And what do? When we're looking for something, we Google it, right? So having that Google Business Profile, having it accurate, what does your business or organization do? Where are you located? How do we contact you? What products and services do you have? Even if you're I'll use myself as an example. So I have a side business. I live on an acreage, so I live outside of town, and it's a business where I provide rental products. So I don't really have customers coming to me, so I don't have a physical location. But I still need that Google Business Profile, so when people are looking for those products and services that I offer, they can find me and contact me. And how can they contact me? I've got my website on there, I've got my phone number, I've got my email address, I've got my Facebook page, right? And I've got pictures of what I provide, right? So you want to, at minimum, have that. And if you don't, and people are confused when they Google you, or there's other businesses like you, or there's a business that comes up and it's in California, as happens quite often, that's going to confuse your customer. And we all have the attention span of goldfish, they say. So the other thing is, if people can't find that information that they're looking for quickly, they're going to move on. So having that Google Business Profile is, I guess, one of the most important things that you can kind of start with. That's your foundation. Is there any questions about Google Business Profile? Because I know that's really confusing.
Not yet, Andrea, but so Go Digital Sask can help people when they don't know where to start.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be a beast, Google. It's, especially if you are like myself and have, are a rural location, don't have maybe a physical location, it can be a beast to get it set up and working properly for you. So that's where we can help with that. And then that search engine optimization. What words are you using in there so that you do show up, right? Because those words can change over time. So that's something that we can help with as well. Things, if you might have heard terms like meta tags and keywords and things like that. So, social media. Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. So, I guess in my opinion, or in the opinion of our Go Digital team, when you're in business, social media is a necessity. You may have different opinions about it personally, but it is a necessity, and hey, it's free. You can certainly do paid advertising, but take advantage of it. Facebook is still the #1 platform. There's lots of other programs out there, lots of other platforms. You don't need to be on every platform. You need to know who your customers are and where they are. And Facebook is still the #1 platform of social media. Instagram is a close second. And the two of them, or even if you solely go with only Facebook, if you use Meta Business Suite for your business page, now we're not talking personal, but for your business page, you can see who your customers are, what their demographics are, where they're from. You can see what the engagement is. There's all sorts of analytics that it gives you. You can schedule your posts, so you're not having to do it. Maybe you want to sit down on a Sunday while you're sitting in front of the TV, just de-stressing before the work week. You can do it all then and schedule your posts for the week. So we can help you with social media and with that Meta Business Suite as well. And even making sure that you're consistent. Maybe you've got a few different platforms and a website and an email. You want to make sure that you're consistent with all of those. You don't want your address to be, Susie's Bake Shop, and then maybe your website is Baking by Susie, and your Facebook page is I Make Good Cookies. You want the consistency for a few reasons, right? For that recognition, so people recognize your brand and your business, but also that professionalism too. We see a lot of maybe people are using like an old Hotmail address for their business because they've never created a business email address, right? So that's something that we can help you get set up with too, or provide, even provide suggestions to do that. So, any questions about social media? Anything that comes to mind?
So your professional team would help with the setup of the pages, help with a little bit of training about scheduling, like planning out the whole shebang.
Yeah.
It's intimidating because it's very time consuming.
It is. And I honestly, thank you for saying that, because I feel that way too sometimes. And lots of people get discouraged, but that's where we're here to help. And not only will we kind of set it up for you, but we'll teach you how to do it. That's part of what we can do. So we do say that we can spend about 20 hours per client, and that's a rough idea. we don't track it to the minute certainly, but we can't kind of manage your social media for you on an ongoing basis, that sort of thing. But what we do is we build what you need, whether that's a better social media presence, whether it's a new website, or upgrading what you've got. But we'll teach you how to use it then too. So what we like to do is get it to the point where it's finished, and then we can record some videos of like showing you how to maybe update your website, or here's how you schedule things and use your Meta Business Suite for your Facebook and your Instagram page, that sort of thing, so that you've got those tools to do it going forward. Or you can make an informed decision about hiring somebody to do that work for you, because there are lots of great businesses that do this work on an ongoing basis and charge for it. There's also lots of shady ones, and we've seen lots of, we've heard all the stories of people being charged like $15,000 to have a website built or something like that. Like a website can be built in a day, honestly. So there's that, in my opinion, is too much. But what we like to do is teach the people we work with, teach our clients, here's what you have, here's how you use it. So if you want to go and hire someone, a reputable business, to do this work for you, at least you're doing that from a position of being informed and educated, knowing what you want or need and how to ask for it and what the value is too, right? Mm-hmm. Because somebody sent me a quote last week. They had been quoted $50,000 for their online presence. And they already had a really good online presence. They just needed some tweaking. But again, if they didn't know and had no idea where to start, they thought, well, I have to spend this much. So that's something that we're hoping to avoid, certainly. So I've got some examples here in my presentation just of some of the work that we've done. So logo and brand kit. Again, this is something that we can do for everybody. Maybe it's something that you need, or maybe not. So we can look at some of the work that we've done here. This was the village of Macomb, small village between Weyburn and Estevan. They were, they've been incorporated since 1903. They were started by someone who wanted grew apples. They wanted that roots, those apple trees, part of their logo. They wanted those colors. They want to have a sign outside their community. This logo is going to go on things like hats, of course on business cards, letterhead. So this is an example of something that we would do for everybody, unless they didn't need or want it. But give you these different colors, maybe give you different versions of a logo, because your logo is going to look different depending on, say you've got it on a highway billboard versus your business card, right? So, and maybe you need a black and white version of it and a color version, because maybe you don't have a color printer in your office, right? So this is kind of one example of some of the work that we've done for one of our clients. Another thing that we do, again, is websites. So we can look at an example of a website that we've done. We typically use, if we're starting from scratch, there's certain platforms we like to use. We really like Wix. It's very easy to use, so it's user-friendly. It's not a code-based platform, and it's inexpensive. You can get a 2-year subscription to Wix for under $200 when they have their deals on. So, and it's very easy to use. This is an example, the Coronach Museum. They had a very old website. They wanted people to be able to take virtual tours because they've got some fantastic things in their museum. They wanted testimonials, information about the area. So this is an example, and also a donate today, right? Because they, of course, are a nonprofit. They need some donations, so they wanted all of that capability in their website. So we were able to build this for them. So another platform that we like to use. We don't work with WordPress. We have found it is a very code-based, very difficult platform to use. And it's kind of becoming outdated, and they're not updating it, so that's something that we tend to avoid. GoDaddy we can work with, Shopify for e-commerce, Etsy, Squarespace. And sometimes people have other platforms. We can certainly look at it and see if it's something that we can help with, or maybe is it worth to keep it, and is it maybe something that you want to look at just getting rid of that platform and moving to a different one. So we can certainly give you some suggestions and advice.
What if someone already has a WordPress website and they want it changed over?
Yeah, no, that's a great question.
Do you guys know how to help with change, like, because the domain is owned?
Yes.
But WordPress is a beast.
Yes, WordPress is an awful beast.
Yeah.
So yeah, the question is, yes, if somebody has a WordPress website already and they own their domain, but they want to change it over, that's absolutely something we can do.
Okay.
We would suggest we would build that in Wix, and then when the time came when it was ready to switch, we would just switch the domain over, and we can do all of that as well. Yeah, yeah. So I know one of the questions that comes up too is, so we charge a $100 admin fee. That is all we charge. And that is simply just so that you have a little bit of investment in it. We typically like to work with our clients in about a 3-week window. So making best use of your time and our time. And depending on what your needs are, but typically it's 2 to 4 hours of your time. Most of that 20 hours is our time, is our consultants doing the work. So they're gonna do an initial call with you to kind of talk about what your needs are. They're going to send you an action plan after that, like here's the steps we're gonna go through, here's what they need from you in order to proceed. But we don't own anything. We don't, we use your email addresses, so we always say change your passwords afterwards. We don't retain any ownership of that because we're only around till November. So everything is owned by you. Of course, if you're going to be, purchasing a website plan or purchasing an e-commerce plan or even buying a domain, there are those costs, but those are paid directly to where you're getting that from. There's nothing that comes through us. There's no catch or hidden things with that. We're just here to help as many rural businesses and organizations as we can. So I know that's a question we get quite often. So yeah, we'll look at a website example here too. This is actually our website. So this was our initial website, this, the darker green, and it was really good and we liked it, but then we decided to kind of upgrade it and update it. So then this was the change that we went with, and we've got a little icon there, or a little virtual guy that's our mascot. So that was kind of the change that we did with our own, just to kind of show you that update, right? You want your website to look fresh. You don't need to change it every month, but once in a while you need to change it. And maybe you have a really great website and brand and logo, but you just want to refresh. That's something we can absolutely do. We can do it as much or as little as you want or need, and are comfortable with, for sure. One of the other questions we get is about that Canada Digital Adoption Program. Now, that is not something that we are involved with, but we have helped a lot of our clients kind of, once we've done the work, we've helped them apply to that program to kind of maybe go to that next step, because it is very confusing. And we go through the program that is part of the provincial program through CETA. I know there's other providers that are for-profit businesses that offer that, but we go through the CETA one because there's nobody else making any money off that. So that's the one that we will refer you to, I guess, for lack of a better word. So yeah, different ways that we can help. Once a month, we have what we call Facts and Snacks. It's a 1-hour virtual information session similar to this. We hold it at lunchtime. You can sign up, it's free. You can ask your questions. You can then from there book a one-on-one discovery call with one of our consultants to talk about your business or your organization in depth and find out if what we can do, or what we can do for you specifically and how we can help, that to help make your decision. And I mean, from there, if you want to sign up, we can even help you with that. We do have a 2-part sign-up process because we are funded, and of course have to do some reporting back to our funders to show that we're actually using the money they gave us to do the proper work. So we have to make sure that you are located in Saskatchewan and you are a legitimate business. We don't require a copy of your business license or anything like that. We do ask if you have licensed or registered your business name with the Information Services Corporation. If you haven't, we can help you with that. We can provide you with the link. It's not a requirement, but we do suggest that you have that. And then the second part, we just go into more details. So, and then you pay your $100 admin fee, and then we kind of get started. You'll get assigned to one of the consultants, and you know, they may have one or more of the other consultants help, but you'll have a specific consultant that you're assigned to kind of for the duration of the time that you spend with us. Any questions about any of that? I know I've gone over this very quickly, and have I answered some questions or made some sense or caused more confusion?
With your guys' helping make the logos, do you do that in Canva or do you do that in Adobe Illustrator?
Great question. No, we use Canva for everything.
Okay.
We love Canva. We have the Canva Professional, but we can certainly, if you have just a free account. So a couple reasons why we use Canva. Again, it's easy to use. They're adding more and more capability all the time. You can even build a website right in Canva. This presentation was done in Canva, as a matter of fact. It's easy to use. It's inexpensive. So there is the free version. Even if you choose to upgrade to the professional paid version, it's inexpensive as well. So that's another reason that we've kind of gone with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's so much functionality in it. You can create beautiful, you know, even like all of our marketing, all of our brochures, all of our online marketing for events, we use that for everything. You know, we've created everything from business cards to brochures and flyers for customers. You know, we create it and then they go get it printed. We've created signage that goes on vehicles, on equipment, even on a very big 8x10 overhead garage door. We created a sign for a customer. So highway billboards, we've designed those using Canva as well. So that's a great question. Yeah, and we do workshops on that periodically. We have somebody who is really good at that and uses it in a number of businesses, and we use her to do workshops on that occasionally as well. So, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I have a question, Andrea.
Yeah.
So we've had great feedback across the province from some other chambers, of course. But the one barrier I think that sometimes business owners feel is they are overwhelmed running their business, and going digital can be very intimidating. So for the average small business, no one needs a make work project when their capacity is stretched to start with. So what really would be their investment of time in order to access this federally funded program to help them?
No, that's a great question. And you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, lots of businesses, you're the business owner, you're working in your business 40, 50, 60 hours a week already, right? You can't find employees, or you know, maybe it's a side business and you've got work and family commitments in addition to that. So yeah, typically, like I said, maybe 2 to 4 hours is kind of what we say. You know, there's going to be that initial phone conversation, you know, to really talk about what your needs are. You know, sometimes people have a really good idea and they'll say, I need this and this and this, right? Sometimes they really don't know. So, you know, we can kind of work with you to determine that. Then we'll send you, and that's, you know, half hour, 45 minutes. Then we'll send you an action plan. So your consultant will send you an action plan. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what I need. So it might be, you know what, I need your login information for your website that you have now. I need your logo, or I need some pictures from you. I need, you know, and then they'll do the work. And then they'll typically, you know, they may send you some emails like, say, can you review this or have a look at this? Does this look like what you're wanting? Then there'll be more of that, and that one would probably be an hour. You know, here's what I've built. Here's, you know, do you want to see any changes? Do you have questions? And then there might even be, you know, like that training component too, where they'll walk you through making changes on your website, or here's how you schedule posts in MetaSuite and Meta Business Suite, or here's how you use Canva, right? I've created some templates, here's how you use this. And then they'll record that and send it to you, so you have that. So typically 2 to 4 hours is your investment of time. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Does that answer the question?
It certainly does.
Good, yeah, yeah. Any other questions? No?
It's all pretty straightforward, I
Good.
think.
Yeah.
Type of businesses we work for, like I said, businesses, nonprofit organizations, community groups. You can see villages, museums, humane societies, sports groups, oh gosh, the list goes on. It doesn't have to be just a for-profit business. Lots of home-based businesses we've worked with, so.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Go
you
Digital
very much.
Sask.ca. Sign up.
Thank you, Andrea.